What's going on, my peoples? We are back finally after 2 weeks, man. 2 long weeks, and I missed doing the podcast because there was a lot of stuff that went down in that week of absence. But this is not your average wrestling podcast hosted by your boy, the Wildcat J. Troy. And we're finally here. There's no more stopped. There's nothing else. All we have is WrestleMania. There's no more Raws. There's no more Smackdowns. There's no more NXTs. There are no more stops, no more excuses. The only thing we have right now is WrestleMania and what is going to go down when it hits the airs. We have a big week. We have the Hall of Fame this coming Saturday. We have NXT Takeover New York, which I'm going to do my predictions for that. We have WrestleMania, and we have a lot of festivities that's going on in the city, and I'm pretty excited, man. This is WrestleMania. We're finally here. We have been building to this all the way since the Royal Rumble, and in some cases, since the Crown Jewel event in Saudi Arabia when it comes to The Miz and Shane McMahon. Get to that a little bit later. But we've been building to this, and it's finally here, right? Get into those WrestleMania predictions later as well. Hall of Fame talks, all that stuff. Not your average wrestling podcast. So why don't y'all just stick around, pull up a beer, pull up something, pull up anything, and just chill and relax and watch me. Well, listen to me. Actually, y'all ain't watching nothing. If y'all watching the screenshot of me on YouTube, y'all can watch that. But just listen to what I got to say, because there's a lot of things that went down on Raw and SmackDown, and I got to talk about that. So after the disgraceful title loss from Asuka on SmackDown, Charlotte Flair, somehow, some way, I don't know how this happened, but we went from a fatal 4-way match between Naomi, Carmella, Mandy Rose, and Sonya Deville, and that winner was supposed to take on Asuka at WrestleMania, and it was supposed to be Mandy Rose, which would have been freaking tragic. You give an opportunity like that to somebody like Naomi, okay? Out of all the people that was in that match, it should have been Naomi if that actually went down. But no, we didn't even get that. We have Charlotte Flair, right, fighting Asuka, and I don't know why this match happened. So Asuka loses the belt in simplistic fashion, like she just looked like a chump. That is something that pissed me off last week. Before I get into anything that happened this week, that is the one thing that pissed me off last week, is the fact that Asuka had to look like a chump to Charlotte Flair once again. Now, it was cool. I'm not going to hold you. Last year, when they had this match at WrestleMania with Charlotte and Asuka for the title, I wanted Charlotte to win. I wanted Asuka to lose that streak because that made all of her matches predictable. The fact that she had this undefeated streak, and we just knew that Asuka was going to win. So I wanted Charlotte or somebody. Actually, if you take it further, I wanted Ember Moon to break that streak. But they gave it to Charlotte. And then came WrestleMania time, I wanted Charlotte to win. And what they did with Asuka after that, I wanted them to have something better planned. But of course, WWE screwed Asuka up. Once she lost that streak, she went into obscurity, right? So she gets the title. We didn't see her. She was like Nakamura. Nakamura won the U.S. title, and we didn't see him. We didn't see Asuka. And then when she gets a credible threat for the title, she just loses it in simplistic fashion. Asuka does not look dominant at all anymore, and that is a disgrace because Asuka is a very talented, badass individual. And you just have her look like a chump to Charlotte. So we can have a winner-takes-all match at WrestleMania, which was announced at the opening of Monday Night Raw, and that's what Stephanie said. So this match can go a lot of ways. I'll get to the predictions of that later. So we have on Monday Night Raw, so we have Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman, right? So Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman. So, Brock Lesnar, I'm not going to get into too much of the detail. Paul Heyman comes out, he does his usual shtick with the whole Brock is going to do this, Brock is going to do this, Seth Rollins is going to lose, okay? Next thing you know, we hear burn it down. Seth Rollins comes down, cuts a pretty decent promo on Brock Lesnar. Brock tries to leave. Seth Rollins was like, nah, I'm not having this. So they start fighting with each other. Seth Rollins hits him in a low blow twice, right? And stomps him, takes him out. Brock Lesnar looks weak, right? He looks weak on Monday Night Raw. So this makes me wonder, what is WWE going to do? Because in WWE logic, when somebody looks weak before the pay-per-view, that person tends to win at the pay-per-view. I'm hoping that we have Seth Rollins become the new Universal Champion and get rid of Brock Lesnar. That's what I'm hoping for. That's what I'm praying for. But you know, WWE has this Saudi Arabia event, the next Saudi Arabia event coming up right after WrestleMania, so they might want to do a big title change there because they have to cater to the Saudi Arabian fans and that fan base. So that's it with that. So we go on to Sasha and Bayley, Natty and Beth versus the Iconics and Nia and Tamina, right? So basically the story of this whole match was Beth Phoenix. Beth Phoenix looks good. She looked pretty dominant in there. Now, I'm not a fan of this whole overall Fatal 4-Way match at WrestleMania, but because I'd rather just Sasha and Bayley versus Natty and Beth. But Beth Phoenix right here looked pretty dominant. She took out a lot of people. She took Tamina out. She spears her through the barricade. She glam slams Peyton Royce. So Sasha, Bayley, Natty, and Beth, they end up winning the match. But I feel like the story of this entire match was showcasing Beth Phoenix and showing everybody that she still got it, and also introducing Beth Phoenix to the new, younger fans, right? Beth Phoenix still can go. She still has the look. She has the power. She has it. Beth Phoenix could go another maybe like 3 or 4 years, in my opinion. And don't think after WrestleMania that this will be Beth Phoenix. This is a one and done. I don't think so. This is not a one and done when it comes to the whole Beth Phoenix thing in WWE. I do expect her to get into a lot more different storylines after WrestleMania, and Beth Phoenix is looking great, man. I'm kind of intrigued on where they're going with this match at WrestleMania, but I'll get into those predictions later. So, what's going on? All right. Special guest Titus on there, my guy. My guy, always stopping by. So, next we go to Elias, right? So, Elias, he's been in New York these previous weeks. You know, he's talking about his performance that he's going to have at MetLife. He's going to be the biggest performance of all time. And it begs the question, Elias keeps telling us that nobody's going to interrupt him. But you know that that's not going to come true. Although Elias is a great player on the guitar and he can do a little stuff, you know somebody is going to interrupt him. They're not going to give him the Flow Rider treatment and have him perform without getting interrupted, right? So I'm thinking there's a couple things. I heard there's a rumor that Lars Sullivan can interrupt Elias. I don't think that's going to happen. I think The Rock, that's my prediction for the Elias. I give you an early prediction for this while I have this still in my head. I think The Rock is going to interrupt Elias, and we finally get that Rock Elias concert thing. And you know you're going to have The Rock stand tall at the end. I think that would be a great segment for Elias and The Rock. That's what I'm predicting. That's what I want. Or you can have John Cena interrupt him, but we've seen that before. I want The Rock. This is WrestleMania. I want The Rock to interrupt Elias, right? Interrupt Elias, and then they have their thing. That is a great WrestleMania segment right there. That's my prediction for that. So we going to, this is where Monday Night Raw gets weird. Well, one of the few rare weird moments of the night. We have Apollo Crews versus Jinder Mahal, right? And since they have this Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, you know WWE has to throw everybody in these meaningless segments, just random people. You know, EC3 told the story, right? Because if you go back and you see EC3 in that segment, you see him standing outside the ring. You see it was just so funny because he had no emotion. I think his arms was probably folded or whatever, but he had no emotion. And it was just it just shows that like EC3 is like, man, I was the man in TNA. I was the heavyweight champion. And now I'm just reduced to just standing out here with just random people in a pointless feud for a pointless trophy, in my opinion, because they have done absolutely nothing with the winners of the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal over the years. All right. I mean, Baron Corbin, he had a couple good things. He became the GM, became Money in the Bank winner. He became U.S. champion, but that trophy didn't really lead to anything crazy special for anybody, like as far as like a big moment. Like they didn't win any world championships or nothing. So anyway, Apollo beats Jinder with a frog splash. And then next thing you know, you got to have that segment where everybody gets in the ring. Everybody has to start fighting each other and throwing each other outside of the ring. So everybody gets tossed out the ring except for Jinder Mahal and Apollo Crews, who started this whole segment in the match, right? And it ends with Apollo Crews taking out Jinder Mahal and him posing with the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal trophy. We all know Apollo Creed is not going to win. I have my prediction for the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal at the later of the show. So stay tuned for that. But this was a pointless segment. And if you go back to the segment, it has no reaction from the people who was attending. Nobody gave a crap about what was going on. Nobody. Absolutely nobody. I didn't care. It was just a pointless thing to just fill time, in my opinion. And it just sucked because they do have some talented people that was around that ring. But the fact that these people are in this pointless Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal is ridiculous. So, Kurt Angle. You on Kurt Angle. This is not going to be the last time I talk about Kurt Angle. So, this is his final night on Raw as a competitor. Well, for what was promoted. He comes out, he shows a video of his career, you see a lot of great things that Kurt Angle has accomplished over the years, and it's gonna be sad to see one of the all-time greats, one of the people that has definitely have a crazy amount of memorable moments over the years in the Attitude Era, the Ruthless Aggression Era, his stuff in TNA, just thinking about everything that Kurt Angle has done over his career and just knowing that this man is having his farewell match at WrestleMania, it's going to be sad that Kurt Angle is going to be done. Because Kurt Angle, although it's going to be sad for him to go, this needs to happen because Kurt Angle, he just gets more slower. He's looking like Grandpa Angle, and he just needs to go. But he starts crying after he shows this. I almost got teary-eyed because it's Kurt Angle, man. He's about to go. So anyway, of course, when that happens, Baron Corbin comes out and it's basically called Kurt Angle old. You can't keep up with all the younger guys. Like, you just have to go. And after the WrestleMania, he's basically going to beat him and all that stuff, right? So, and he also addresses all the people on social media that saying that, regardless on who y'all want, I'm Kurt Angle's last opponent and all that stuff. So that is, he's doing all his usual Baron Corbin trash talking. And Kurt Angle calls Baron Corbin to the ring. So Baron goes to the ring, and of course, Baron gets to the ring and he leaves. But when he gets to the ramp, Rey Mysterio comes out, he runs down, which was weird to see because Rey Mysterio, he came to fight a match with Kurt Angle on Raw, but that never happened. I was just figuring that maybe Kurt Angle was hurt and he had to, maybe they were just saving him for WrestleMania. They didn't want him to get hurt, but Rey Mysterio comes out and he runs to the ramp and Baron Corbin starts running away from Rey Mysterio. Baron Corbin is this big dude, right? And it's weird to see him running from, even if it's somebody like Rey Mysterio, it's still to see this big dude running from a little person like Rey Mysterio. That is just weird to see. But anyway, this leads to a match later in the night, which turned out to be the main event, which shouldn't have been the main event. I'll get to that later. That shouldn't have been the main event of the night. But Rey Mysterio and Baron Corbin gets turned into the main event. All right. So Ricochet and Aleister Black, the men who have had countless tag team title opportunities in the past few months. We have them fight the Revival for the Raw tag team titles. It was a solid match, but the match ends with the Revival winning by countout. Ricochet was the legal man, and I think maybe Scott Dawson was the one that held Ricochet's feet, and Ricochet could not make the count, so the Revival wins by countout. So I don't know what this leads to the Revival, what their match is going to be at WrestleMania. I'm not sure, but I feel like those titles should be defended. I feel like every title Every title should be defended. The Raw tag team titles should be defended. The SmackDown tag team titles, I didn't get the match that I wanted, but the SmackDown titles will be defended. I'm rage on that when I talk about that. But hopefully we do see the Revival fighting somebody, a credible threat, give a decent match at WrestleMania. And yeah. So Roman Reigns, right? Roman Reigns has a backstage promo talking about Drew McIntyre and all this stuff, right? Drew McIntyre ends up attacking Roman Reigns from behind and starts beating Roman Reigns up. So Drew, for second, third week in a row or whatever, he has beaten up Roman Reigns and leaves Roman Reigns laying on the ground. This match should be interesting come WrestleMania. I'm looking for this match. I feel like this match is going to deliver. I feel like it's going to be very solid, very hard-hitting match. I do see these men going about 10 to 15 minutes, and I feel like these men is going to deliver. We go on to one of the highlights of the week in wrestling. This is probably the biggest highlight in wrestling this week, and it came after the match. Ronda Rousey, Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch versus the Riot Squad. Now, I'm not even going to talk about the match too much because it was the same stuff that, we've seen this before, right? We've seen this. The Riot Squad loses when Ronda Rousey tags herself in and she immediately puts Liv Morgan in the arm bar and she taps out. As soon as Liv Morgan taps out, Ronda runs over to Charlotte and pops her right in the face, right? So they start brawling. Becky Lynch gets involved. So they all start fighting. Next thing you know, security comes down. They try to hold the women back. The women start beating up all the security. I felt bad for all these local competitors because they got the crap beat out of them. They got beat down, man, for real. So after the security got beat down, there comes the rookie cops. Rookie cops come down and they cuff Ronda Rousey. And this is where things get insane. So as soon as Ronda Rousey gets cuffed, Becky Lynch attacks Ronda Rousey. Then Becky Lynch gets cuffed. And while they was taking Ronda Rousey outside the ring, Charlotte attacks Ronda. And then Charlotte gets put in handcuffs. So you figure, in typical WWE fashion, they would stop right there. They would show the women just getting arrested, and that was it. And then you hear that they was taken to a local jail or whatever. It did not stop there, and I'm glad it didn't because the next 5 to 7 minutes of this segment was awesome, ludicrous. It was a little over the top, but it worked. It got me more excited for this main event. This is something that they should have been doing the past few weeks, doing segments like this, insanity. But I'm glad that they finally did it sooner than later because this is a segment that I would remember for the next few years to come, right? So they all go into the parking lot. They put Charlotte Flair in the car. They put Charlotte. They have two cars. They put Charlotte in one alone, and then they put Ronda and Becky Lynch in the same car. This visual of Ronda and Becky was priceless because when they realized that they were both in the car, they was like, I'm not sharing this car with you. So then they start fighting each other. They start kicking, and then it was Ronda that kicks the window out. Then they take them outside of the car. They start fighting. Then they try to take, I think, Becky to maybe Charlotte's car. When they open up the door, Charlotte comes out. So Charlotte starts fighting off everybody. It was insanity. Then Ronda Rousey gets stuck in the original car. She drives with handcuffs. She drives the car, crashes into the car that Charlotte was in. They take her out. They put Becky and they put Ronda and Becky in the cars. They drive them off, and Charlotte is just left there. It was insanity. This was a great segment, and I see a lot of people, online talking about this segment. It was like, oh, it's over the top. It's fake. What are they doing? It's pro wrestling, and it's supposed to be entertaining. That was entertaining. That entertained me, and that entertained a lot of people who had sense. This is something that needed to happen a long time ago, and I'm finally glad that they did do something like this rather than another just stare off or a contract signing between them, and then they would have the typical brawl in the ring. No, take that into the parking lot. Take that backstage, because we don't have those type of segments anymore. We don't have those moments. This particular segment is a moment that I will remember for the next few years to come. And it got me more excited, more intrigued for what is going to happen in this main event, because I feel like these women is going to deliver. They're going to deliver. They're going to deliver. Now, the biggest question is who's going to walk out with these championships. We have Heavy Machinery, who I hear that Vince McMahon is a huge fan of. Heavy Machinery. So, you know, Vince McMahon likes those cartoonish figures. So they go into Rude and Gable. Lacey Evans, you know what? I'm not even going to talk about Lacey Evans no more. That's my new rule. Until Lacey Evans gets in the ring or gets into a rivalry with someone, I will not talk about Lacey Evans. She is irrelevant, and that's it. So Heavy Machinery makes quick work of Rude and Gable, and you can see Bobby Roode's frustration towards Chad Gable. Can we finally get the heel turn we've been waiting for since Bobby Roode had gotten moved down to the main roster? Yes, I said moved down because when these NXT stars get moved up to the main roster, they get treated like absolute crap. Absolute crap. So Heavy Machinery did win the match. Then we go on to Braun Strowman and some jobbers. Now, there was a segment early in the night with Braun Strowman looking at it was EC3 and I think Tyler Breeze. They was laughing at Braun Strowman or whatever, and then it was basically redirected Braun Strowman because Braun Strowman came over and said like, "What's going on? What y'all laughing at?" And they pointed to some random people. So Braun goes over to him and he was like, "You're Colin Jones and you're Michael J. And tonight you're gonna get these hands." So they have this match later in the night. Braun Strowman just destroys him and that's it. Like I said before, it's a shame what they did with Braun Strowman. This man he can still be a megastar, but they have to book him right. I have not given up on Braun Strowman, but his booking over the last year has been tragic. What this man has came from up until now has been tragic. I don't think Braun Strowman will ever be a jobber, but he just needs proper booking. After this whole thing with Michael Jost and Colin, Michael Jost and Colin, whatever their names are, I don't know, right? But they destroy him. Well, whenever he destroys him in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, just let this be it and whatever. So we go to Bobby Lashley in the ring. Bobby Lashley, I think it was maybe Charlie Caruso, one of them in the ring, and interviewing Bobby Lashley and Leo Rush. So Leo Rush was basically saying, talking trash about Finn Balor. They mentioned the Demon, which we all knew that the Demon was going to come back in WrestleMania with this pointless feud with Bobby Lashley. All the times to pull out the Demon, he went against Brock. He went against so many other people in the past, over these past few years, and the one time you want to pull out the Demon is against Bobby Lashley for the Intercontinental Championship. Now, it's cool to see the Demon back, but why now? Are we going to see the Demon more after WrestleMania? Because they need to start building the Demon up back more, because we don't see the Demon anymore. But don't pull the Demon out. Don't finally pull the Demon out. I feel like pulling the Demon out in this particular match is pointless to me, because we've seen this match so many times. This match shouldn't have happened. In my opinion, we should have had Ricochet one-on-one with Finn Balor for the IC title. That's the match that I wanted when Finn Balor was the champion. But anyway, right? They're talking about Bobby Lashley and Finn Balor's match at WrestleMania. They tease the Demon. Finn Balor comes on the Titantron saying, "I got my demons too," basically. And then he transforms into the Demon. It was a little cheesy in my opinion. I feel like if you was going to do it, they should have turned the lights out and him come out as the Demon. That would have been way more effective than to have the Demon in that that little heavy edited video thing that they had. So the Demon's coming back at WrestleMania against Bobby Lashley. The main event, Rey Mysterio versus Baron Corbin. Rey Mysterio injures himself in this match. He tweaked his right ankle, so it's still looking like his match is on with Samoa Joe at WrestleMania. But in this match, he did, I think he did a move where like he flipped over Baron Corbin's shoulders and he landed on his ankle wrong. So that is, I'm just pulling for Rey Mysterio. I just hope he's not hurt. I do want to see the Rey Mysterio versus Samoa Joe match. I feel like those two men are going to deliver at WrestleMania, and I'm just hoping that we do see it and this injury is not serious. So Baron Corbin ends up winning the match clean, pinning Rey Mysterio after hitting the Deep Six. And this is the second time in the short span of time that the Deep Six has taken out somebody. The Deep Six has taken out Kurt Angle. It has taken out Rey Mysterio now. So Deep Six is trying to get built up. I see what they're doing right here. But he wins. He beats Rey Mysterio fully clean. That this match should not have been the main event. I feel like the right way to end Monday Night Raw was to have the women in that chaotic segment. That match and segment should have finished Monday Night Raw, and they should have just flipped time slots. And then the go home for Monday Night Raw, it ends with Kurt Angle putting Baron Corbin in the ankle lock. And the crowd was barely reacting to this because it's like we wanted more. They could have shown Becky Lynch, Ronda, and Charlotte at the police station. They could have showed one more thing before they go off the air, because this is the show to get everybody hyped up for WrestleMania. With the women, that would have amped up so many more people, in my opinion, for WrestleMania. But we all gonna watch it anyway. But if you want to hype up people and after Monday Night Raw, people will be like, yeah, I'm ready for WrestleMania, the women should have went last. Because this segment with Baron Corbin, Rey Mysterio, and Kurt Angle, it was no. This was a no-no for me. SmackDown Live. We opened up with the Kevin Owens show with Randy Orton and AJ Styles. So these two are taking some decent shots at each other. AJ Styles, he had a particular shot when he was talking to Randy, and he started off with saying, like, you know, all the years you've been here and all the people that you've been working under, you've only learned one move over the years, basically talking about the RKO. You only do one move. And then Randy Orton takes shots at the Indies, and then AJ Styles responded with saying that, you know, yeah, I was doing Indies while you was getting suspended for drug tests. That was a heavy one right here. That was a heavy one. And then Randy Orton responds with, you know, now that John Cena's gone, you have taken the responsibility of corporate B word. So Randy Orton hit AJ Styles with some heavy hits. And then when that happens, KO was great in this segment. Now I'm going to talk about KO after this, but KO immediately gets out of the ring and everybody starts laughing because we already know the brawl is about to start happening. So they start brawling with each other. They start fighting. AJ Styles is on the ring apron and he's about to do the phenomenal forearm. He goes for it and gets hit in the RKO. That one move that AJ Styles was talking about. He gets hit with the RKO out of nowhere. This match, I feel like this match is going to deliver. This match is really going to deliver at WrestleMania. Don't sleep on this match. Just because it's not for a championship or something, don't sleep on AJ Styles and Randy Orton. I feel like these two is going to be a way better match than AJ Styles and Nakamura last year. So we got that match is going to be something special. Then we go into Aleister Black, Ricochet, and on Thug Uso, man, on Thug Uso, Jimmy Thug, J Thug, down since day one ish. That is me, baby. So they with Jimmy Thug, J Thug, and they fight Rusev and Nakamura versus The Bar. So the family, them Thug Uso, Jimmy Thug, J Thug, and Aleister Black and Ricochet, they win this match. I think it was Jimmy Thug who's the one that pinned. I forgot who he pinned, but he got the pinfall. So after this, right, you knew the writing was on the wall. You knew the writing was on the wall because they have all these teams in the ring. Out comes Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss. So she comes out, right? Apparently, since she's the host of WrestleMania, she has the power to make matches now. Anybody can make matches now in WWE. Anybody. I thought the McMahons was the one that was running the show. Or, you know what? We were supposed to be the ones that was in charge. No. 1 week it's us. The next week it's the McMahons. It's Stephanie, it's Shane, it's Triple H, it's Vince McMahon, who's constantly changing people's title matches, taking people in and out of title matches. This week it was Alexa Bliss. And this segment pissed me off because I wanted Thug Uso, Jimmy Thug, J Thug Oots to go against the Hardy Boys, Matt and Jeff. This was the dream match. You had it on a silver platter, and you didn't have to overbook. You didn't have to overbook this. You didn't have to come up with a crazy storyline. The story explains himself. You have the best of the past versus the future, the present and the future. The Hardys, Usos, go against each other for the tag team titles. One-on-one. One-on-one. You don't need a fatal four-way with teams who didn't deserve this opportunity. How many times is the Usos going to go against The Bar? How many times are they going to go against Rusev and Nakamura? How many tag team opportunities is Ricochet and Aleister Black going to get? These two shouldn't even be a tag team in the first place. But how many opportunities? They get opportunities on Raw. They get opportunities on SmackDown. They lost. How many more opportunities are they going to get? The Hardys and Usos is a fresh match that a lot of people would have been excited for. This match would have delivered. I would have loved to see this in a ladder match, but if you was going to do this straight up, they would have still delivered. 4 stars at least. Because it's the Usos versus the Hardy Boys. You had this. This is WrestleMania. This isn't Backlash. This isn't No Way Out. This isn't Hell in a Cell. This is WrestleMania, the biggest show of the year. This is the showcase of the Immortals. You have the best tag team, Usos versus the best tag team of the past, which is the Hardys, and you have them clash in epic fashion. But no, you want to give it to teams who don't deserve this opportunity, in my opinion, who had multiple opportunities for these particular titles. I was very upset. And what they do with the Hardys, they throw them in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal on the kickoff. You put the Hardy Boys on the kickoff show. Both of them is healthy. You have the healthy Usos, you have healthy Hardys. Why wouldn't you put these two together? But instead, you throw the Hardy Boys in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, who nobody cares about anymore, and then you have the Usos throwing them in another schmaz match, a fatal four-way match. We have too much fatal four-ways, triple threats, all the stuff at WrestleMania. What happened to having the best versus the champions versus the number one contenders? What happened to those days? It seems like everybody now gets the opportunity. Everything gets turned into a fatal four-way match. Everything. This was ridiculous and retarded, on my opinion. Oh my God. Mind blowing. So we have the Iconics. They come out, they hype their tag team match. We're gonna be iconic. They have Peyton Royce, even though they are annoying, but Peyton Royce, she was looking hot on SmackDown. I'm not gonna hold you. She was looking all right. Peyton Royce. Billy Kay, get out of here. I'm not too much of a Billy Kay fan. But they're annoying to me. But that was their characters in NXT. They was annoying. But so they basically just hyped their tag team match and trashed the other tag teams. You go into the Miz promo. Says he's basically, basically he's the strongest he's ever. This is the best Miz he's been in years. This is the best. He says he's going to get retribution on Shane. And basically, Shane puts the Miz in a match against Sanity in Falls Count in the Falls Count Anywhere. Shane comes out and basically just watched Miz early on in the match. And the Miz destroys Sanity on his own. Can I tell you how bad I feel about Sanity? You have Killian Dane, you have Eric Young, and you have Alexander Wolf. Thank God that they didn't put Nikki Cross with them. This is Sanity. Sanity. This was a credible team in NXT. Their gimmick was different. It was good. It was interesting. They looked like legit badasses. They looked like people you didn't want to come across in a dark alley. But now they got beat up by one man, and it was the Miz. It's not like they got beat up by somebody like Brock Lesnar. That's more believable. Or even a Roman Reigns, but that's pushing it. But I can see somebody like a Brock Lesnar just throwing around Sanity. But you have somebody like the Miz beat up Sanity on his own. He beats Sanity. He takes everybody out one by one. He squashes Eric Young's head in the parking lot area. And that was it. That was just sad. That was just sad. And you see Shane drive off in the car. But when you see Shane drive off, you see a cop car pull up. And out comes out the man, Becky Lynch. What a way to come back, right? She comes out of the cop car. Looked like she made friends with the cop. So we have her come out. She cut a promo basically saying how 1 year ago, you know, the position she was in and everything changed basically when she slapped Charlotte. And now we went from that to headlining WrestleMania. And, you know, it was a pretty decent promo from Becky Lynch. You know, nothing too crazy, but basically just hyping up the match, hyping up the main event. We go into this, excuse me. We go into this ridiculous segment with Trin, Asuka, Nikki Cross, the Hardys, Heavy Machinery, R-Truth, and Carmella versus Shelton Benjamin, EC3, Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, Andrade, Zelina, the Good Brothers. This was an 18-person intergender tag team match. Who was running the show? Teddy Long? With all these tag team matches? There was an 8-man, what was it? 8 man. Oh, I'm tripping. There was an 8-man tag team match early in the night. Then we have an 18 intergender tag team match later in the night. It ends in Smosh fashion, in DQ. Smosh all over the place. Everybody's fighting each other. You know, they have to do the whole Battle Royale thing. Everybody throwing out everybody. Poor EC3. EC3 just continuously gets beat up. He got beat up by Asuka. They throw him out the ring. It was left with Asuka and Jeff Hardy left in the ring. Asuka throws out Jeff Hardy. And Asuka's supposed to look tall, look strong. Ooh, look tall. Look strong going into WrestleMania. And it just goes back to 1 week ago. 1 week ago, Asuka was your champion. She was your champion for the SmackDown Live roster. And now she's fighting for this pointless women's battle royal. This is sad. I think she might be the winner, or they might give it to Lacey Evans. If Lacey Evans is in this match, I think she's gonna win it. But it's just ridiculous where Asuka has came from in like a short fashion. 1 week she was the champion. Now she's fighting in a pointless battle royal that's gonna be on the kickoff show. Great job, WWE. We go into a match with Samoa Joe versus Mustafa Ali. Or actually, he's not Mustafa or Mufasa anymore. He's just Ali. So, Joe versus Ali. Joe beats Mustafa. I keep calling him Mustafa. Well, beats him with the Coquina Clutch. Nothing too much to talk about there. The show ends with Daniel Bryan and Kofi Kingston contract signing. Daniel Bryan cuts a promo, calling everybody parasites. Talking about Kofi Kingston and all this stuff, basically trashing him. But the story of this was when Kofi Kingston grabbed that mic, passionate promo. And he was just basically saying how, like, yeah, their paths are similar. And he looked at Daniel Bryan and says, you know what comes next. Me becoming WWE champion at WrestleMania. We need this to happen. People was behind Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston. This is why WWE needs to stop signing people, because this is somebody who's been on the roster for 11 years. You don't need any more people. You don't need to keep signing these big names on the indies. I'm sorry. All these people who love these people in the indies, I don't want to see any more signings from the indies anymore because there's no room. People like Kofi Kingston, like now getting over? Now. You had Kofi Kingston. It's not like you just signed Kofi Kingston. You've been had him. If you put him in a meaningful storyline a long time ago, Kofi Kingston would be over. But better late than never, I guess, right? But everybody was behind Kofi Kingston. And it's just like 11 years. It finally culminates at WrestleMania. This moment could be one of the biggest moments in WrestleMania history. I hope WWE makes the right decision. So before I get into the predictions, I said I was going to talk about KO. Where does KO fit in WrestleMania? Kevin Owens just came back, right? Kevin Owens just came back. I don't know what they're doing with him. They should have waited. They should have actually waited to bring him back after WrestleMania, in my opinion. Because if he doesn't end up on the WrestleMania card, if he doesn't do nothing, then what is he going to do? Are they going to throw him in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal? I don't want to see somebody like Kevin Owens in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. But if he's in it, that's still a shame because Kevin Owens should be in a meaningful storyline. I think if Rey Mysterio doesn't make it, I think we need to have Kevin Owens versus Samoa Joe at WrestleMania for the U.S. Championship. That right there, two big behemoths going at it, that probably excites me more than the Rey Mysterio and Samoa Joe match. But if Rey can't make it, the right person to fit in that spot is Kevin Owens. We need Kevin Owens on this card in a meaningful match, right? They've been throwing all this stuff together last minute. Let's just throw Kevin Owens in something meaningful. NXT TakeOver is tomorrow night. Well, it's going to be Friday. So 5 matches, and we have, let's see what we got. So we have the WWE UK Championship. Pete Dunne is taking on Walter. I think Walter wins, and Pete Dunne gets called up to the WWE main roster. Walter is going to end Pete Dunne's his long reign. I lost count of how long his title reign has been, but it's been a lengthy run, and the right person to take this title off is Walter. That dude, can I say, he looks scary. That's one dude that I don't want to come across in the dark alley because I don't want to get chopped. But I do think Walter is going to win this match. It makes the most sense. Pete Dunne gets called up. We have the War Raiders versus Ricochet and Aleister Black. What do you know? These two get another tag team title opportunity. They're taking every tag team title opportunity. If you realize, these men are going to fight for every tag team title in the WWE. On Raw, they fight. On Raw, they fought for the Raw titles. Friday, they're going to fight for the NXT titles. Sunday, they fight for the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships. They get all the opportunities for the tag team titles because they won the Dusty Rhodes Classic. I don't know why. Could I have the Street Profits in there? You know, Street Profits, those my boys. Put them in that spot. Put them in that spot. I do think that they're gonna get called up at the Mania though. Street Profits. Street Profits are. I have a weird suspicion that they're gonna put Bianca Belair with the Street Profits because of Montez Ford, but that's here nor there. The Velveteen Dream versus Matt Riddle for the NXT North American Championship. Matt Riddle is going to win this match. He's going to win the championship. And Velveteen Dream is going to finally get called down to the main roster. Now, the scary thing is Velveteen Dream, that's my prediction. And if that happens, the scary thing is Velveteen Dream is finally on the main roster. What are they going to do with the Velveteen Dream? I'm scared. But I think when it comes to this match, I feel like he's going to win. He's going to win the championship. No, he's going to lose the championship. Matt Riddle is going to win it, and Velveteen is going to get called up. We have the NXT Women's Championship match, which was Shayna Baszler versus Kairi Sane, my lady, versus Io Shirai versus Bianca Belair. Io Shirai. I feel like Io Shirai is going to win this match, and she's going to hold the championship for, a decent run. And because I feel like Kairi Sane, it's time for her to get called down. It's time for Shayna Baszler to get called down. and it's time for Bianca Belair to get called down as well. So I do think Io Shirai is going to win this match. And yeah, because Bianca Belair, she had an opportunity. If she was going to win the title, she should have won it at the last takeover when she fought Shayna for the title. If it was the time to have her win, it should have been then. Don't see Shayna Baszler retaining. This is the safe way of getting the belt off of her without her, being pinned or whatever. So they can have Io Shirai pin maybe Kairi Sane or or Bianca Belair but I think Io Shirai is gonna win. The vacated NXT Championship was vacated by Tommaso Ciampa. They're fighting for it. Adam Cole, baby, versus Johnny Gargano, and I think that Adam Cole is going to win, and Johnny Gargano is going to get called down to the main roster. That's what my predictions are. Adam Cole, I feel like he's going to be the champion. I feel like maybe the Undisputed Era is going to somehow help him win, or he's just going to straight up win. But I think Adam Cole should have an NXT Championship run. I don't think he's going to have it for that long, maybe until SummerSlam, but I think that Adam Cole is going to win this championship, and Johnny Gargano is going to get called up. I think the only time to have Johnny, I know Johnny was supposed to win. He was supposed to beat Tommaso for the championship, but it doesn't make sense now because it only would have made more sense if Tommaso was the champion and you have Johnny finally beat Tommaso for the championship in a big time match. It made more sense then. But now that Tommaso's out, I think that Adam Cole should win. WrestleMania predictions. We're about to have some fun with this. We have a lot of matches. So we have, okay, hold up. I'll get to the main event last. So we have the Cruiserweight Championship match, right? This is going to be on the kickoff show. We have Buddy Murphy versus Tony Nese. I haven't been watching 205 Live. I'm going to be 100% honest with y'all. I have not watched 205 Live in like a good while. The last time I watched it was when Enzo was the champion. But I'm familiar with both these dudes. These two are both talented individuals. I don't know if Tony Nese got some character, because that was my thing with Tony Nese. He has the skill, but he's bland as hell. He has no character. He has no charisma. The last time I saw Tony Nese, he was counting his abs. How generic is that? I think Buddy Murphy is going to retain. We have the women's Battle Royal match. I think the winner of this match, like I said earlier, if Lacey Evans is in this match, I think Lacey Evans is going to win. If she's not in this match, Asuka's going to win. Right? That's who I got. The Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. My prediction for this, if this man is in this match, if he returns during this match, my prediction is Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt is ready to go. He's ready to go. And this man returned last year in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal and actually helped out Matt Hardy win. But I think Bray Wyatt is going to return and win this match. That's my prediction for the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. The SmackDown Live Tag Team Championship. We have Naka Rusev versus The Bar versus Aleister Black and Ricochet versus them thuggles, oh man, them thuggles or Jimmy Thug, Uche Thug, Utan since day one. Oh my God, I botched it. Them thuggles or Jimmy Thug, Uche Thug, Utan since day one. That is me, baby. I had to redeem myself. For the family. I'm sorry, my throat a little dry right now. So Usos. None of these teams should win because, okay, we ain't gonna get our Hardys match at WrestleMania. Whatever. Let's get it at the next pay-per-view. Tragically, this match should be happening at WrestleMania between the Hardys and the Usos, but I'm not going to complain about it too much. Let's keep the straps on the Usos and have them fight the Hardy Boys at the next pay-per-view. Baron Corbin versus Kurt Angle. As of now, this match is still going on. And if this match actually does go on, I have Baron Corbin winning this match. Baron Corbin. Yes, Baron Corbin will defeat Kurt Angle with the End of Days And he will be reigning in boos. He will be reigning in boos. This is the best way to do it because if he's going to do it, this is the perfect way to get some heel heat on Baron Corbin. You know, Baron Corbin's going to work well with this. If he gets the heel heat, if he beats Kurt Angle and him using that heel heat, oh yeah, he's going to use it well. He's going to use it well. So my thing is Baron Corbin, Kurt Angle, he gets the speech at the end. He takes that last walk, and I think that this is it. I feel like Kurt Angle is going to lose his last match, Baron Corbin. The Miz versus Shane McMahon. I have Shane McMahon. Shane McMahon has had these big-time matches in the past, these one-on-one feuds, and he has yet to win one. If he's going to win one, it's the one with The Miz. And The Miz is okay. He can recover from this. He can lose to Shane because Shane is a heel. Shane can work dirty. You can have The Miz look strong and somehow, some way, either, this turned into a false count anywhere. I feel like Shane is going to win in dirty fashion. I don't know if he's going to jump off of anything. I think this is my prediction. If Shane doesn't win in dirty fashion, I feel like The Miz is going to try and do, this is my prediction for the match. I feel like The Miz is going to do a leap from somewhere. Maybe not a crazy high Shane leap, but I feel like The Miz is going to jump off of something and Shane is going to move out the way and Shane is going to win. How ironic is that? But I feel like Shane is not going to be doing the jumping. I feel like The Miz is going to try to jump off of something and that's going to screw him up if Shane doesn't hit him with a low blow or anything. But I think, now that I'm thinking about it, I think The Miz is going to take that dive. You heard it here, folks. The women's tag team title match. Sasha and Bayley versus the Divas of Doom versus the Samoan Slaughterhouse versus the Iconics. I have Sasha and Bayley retaining at WrestleMania. Because I think maybe this can set up a one-on-one match between Sasha and Bayley versus Natty and Beth, which should have happened from the beginning, but I feel like I don't see any of these other teams winning, in my opinion. I just don't see it. But maybe this can prolong Sasha and Bayley versus Natty and Beth, or I'm not trying to think too much into it because this should have just been a one-on-one match from the beginning, but I don't see the Iconics winning, and I don't see the Samoan Slaughterhouse winning. If they was going to do the title change, I think it was going to be Beth or Natty, but I don't think they're going to do that. The U.S. Championship, Samoa Joe versus Rey Mysterio. If this match actually goes down, if Rey Mysterio actually goes against Samoa Joe, I have Samoa Joe retaining the championship, beating Rey Mysterio with the Coquina Clutch. I don't think Rey Mysterio is going to win this match. And yeah, but if Rey Mysterio isn't able to go, I think we should have Kevin Owens fight Samoa Joe. And if that happens, I think that they're going to do a title change between KO and Samoa Joe. I think Kevin Owens is going to win that match. I feel like if Kevin Owens is in that match, they're going to do the title change. If Rey Mysterio is in that match, he's going to retain the championship. That's my prediction. So I gave you two match predictions because I think if Rey Mysterio can't make it, Kevin Owens is going to get that title shot. So that's my predictions for those two matches if either one of those happen. The Intercontinental Championship versus the Demon Finn Balor. The Demon's going to win. You wouldn't have the Demon lose to Bobby Lashley. That's just self-explanatory right there. You're not going to do that. That's retarded. That's stupid. So you're going to have the next match. Batista and Triple H. No holds barred with Triple H's career on the line. Triple H is going to win. Batista came... Oh, did I talk about Batista? I don't think so. Batista had his segment on Monday Night Raw. He basically comes out. It was a short segment. He comes out and he just basically shows a video of him beating Triple H over the years and just saying, like, this man has never beat me, never beat me, never beat me, never beat me, never beat me. Basically over and over. And he just tells Hunter to kiss his you know what, and he leaves. So Triple H is going to get his win back. He's going to get his win. He's going to do it. No holds barred. And I feel like this match is going to deliver. I feel like maybe at least 3 stars. I feel like these men is gonna take it old school with the no holds barred. I feel like they're gonna get down and dirty out there. If this is gonna be Batista's last match, I feel like Batista's gonna want to go out with a bang. So I have Triple H winning and Batista losing his last match. AJ Styles versus Randy Orton. This one is very tricky for me. Although AJ Styles was laid out at the end of Monday Night Raw, this is very tricky for me because I feel like either man can win. If you know, since we're doing predictions, I'm just gonna go with my guy. I'm gonna go with AJ Styles. That's what I think. But I feel like these two men is gonna tear it down, and they're gonna deliver. I'm looking forward to this match a lot, actually. You know, I'm really looking forward to it. But I have AJ Styles. If I had to pick somebody, AJ Styles. Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre. I have Drew McIntyre winning. Roman Reigns will be okay if he loses this match. He will be A-okay. But Drew needs this match way more. This is his first time having a big match at WrestleMania. And if he loses, that sucks for him. It's be good for Roman, but that sucks for Drew because we have to build Drew more than we have to build Roman. Roman's already established. Roman has already won the Royal Rumble, won the main event of WrestleMania, beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania. He has accomplished so much. Universal Champion, WWE Champion, Intercontinental Champion, US Tag Team, Intercontinental. He has done it all. What has Drew done? He hasn't really done anything crazy. He won the tag team titles with Dolph. Won an Intercontinental title early in his career. But he won the NXT Championship. Lackluster title reign. Drew needs this win. He needs this. This is on WrestleMania. We need to really establish Drew McIntyre as that badass. He needs this match more than Roman does. I have Drew McIntyre. My main event of WrestleMania. This is my main event. Daniel Bryan versus Kofi Kingston for the WWE Championship. I have Kofi Kingston winning. This storyline has been built way better than the women. The real main event, in my opinion. This match has definitely been built right, organically, and that's why so many people's behind it. This is my main event of WrestleMania. I have Kofi Kingston winning. This is the feel-good moment. This feel-good moment will be way bigger than Seth Rollins or Becky Lynch winning their championships. This is something that so many people can relate to. Kofi Kingston needs to win this match at WrestleMania. This is my prediction. Like I said earlier, this could be one of the biggest moments in WrestleMania history. Y'all have it sitting on y'all lap. Do not screw over Kofi Kingston. If y'all gonna have, because I heard rumors of the New Day turning on Kofi Kingston. If y'all gonna do that, do it on SmackDown. But don't do it at WrestleMania. Have that moment at WrestleMania. Give Kofi Kingston that moment that he deserves. Kofi Kingston is my pick. Universal Heavyweight Championship. Brock Lesnar versus Seth Rollins. This is tricky too. I have to pick it. You know what? I'm just going to go for what I want. Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins needs this. We need this, okay? I've been saying for a while now, people are going to start giving a damn about that Universal Championship when Seth Rollins get it. And I've been saying that way when he had that first reign with Universal Championship. When Roman had it, when Braun was fighting, I said, the only way people's going to really care about that championship is when Seth Rollins get it. We need Seth Rollins to burn down Suplex City and bring that championship home back to Monday Night Raw so we can see it. And let's get rid of Brock Lesnar once and for all. Seth Rollins walks out of WrestleMania, your new World Heavyweight Champion. The main event. The women's winner takes all main event. Both titles on the line. Both SmackDown and Raw titles is on the line. Ronda Rousey, the Raw Women's Champion. You have Charlotte, the SmackDown Live Women's Champion. And then you have Becky Lynch. I have Becky Lynch. That's my pick. Becky Lynch, you're going to win this match. I feel like these women are going to deliver. This match is going to be great. It's going to be solid. I feel like this match is maybe going to be 10 to 15 minutes. Not going to be 20. I think it's going to be 10 to 15 minutes. They're going to hit their spots. Charlotte's going to hit that moonsault. It's going to be good. Now, the question is, who's going to lose? If Becky Lynch is... I hope WWE doesn't take the safe route. I hope WWE doesn't take the safe route with this whole thing with Charlotte being in this match, because the whole thing that caught me by surprise is, I wanted this to be a one-on-one match between Becky and Ronda Rousey. But when they inserted Charlotte into this match, I just knew that Charlotte was going to take the fall if Ronda Rousey was going to lose her championship. But if Ronda Rousey is really leaving the WWE, she should lose. She should lose. She should lose. And not by roll-up. She should lose by tap out. Put her in that fake disarmor that Ronda Rousey called out a number of weeks ago. Put her in that and make Ronda Rousey tap out. And that's how Becky Lynch get her revenge on Ronda Rousey. That's how Becky Lynch gets her revenge on Charlotte Flair. Takes both championships, and we go off the air to WrestleMania 35 with Becky Lynch holding both those championships high. That's my pick. Predictions. You have the Hall of Fame. I can't wait to talk about my favorite speech or whatever. I can't wait for that. I always love the Hall of Fame WrestleMania weekend. Just to hear the stories. And we got a lot of interesting people. You have DX. You have Harlem Heat. You have Tori Wilson. You have Brutus the Barber Beefcake. We have so many people going into the Hall of Fame this weekend. I can't wait to hear these stories. So, like I said in the beginning, there's no more stops. There's no more Raws, SmackDowns, NXTs. There's no more shows. There's nothing. The only thing we had is the Hall of Fame, Takeover, and WrestleMania 35. It's here, baby. This is what we've been waiting for. This is what we've been building for since last year's WrestleMania. And it's finally here. So, and I can't wait to discuss this with y'all next week. So if you like this, hit it with a thumbs up. If y'all watching this on YouTube, and show a brother some love, man. Just continuously just share the podcast. I appreciate that. And I just can't wait to see what happens this pay-per-view and just talk about it like I said before. So until the next show, guys, the Wildcat J. Troy is signing out.